Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 12. I am Janice Cobham coming to you. It's live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the headlines. INEC uploads 124,537 Gov poll results to IRF portal. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel appreciates the people of the state for their good judgment in the just concluded elections. Plus, EU set to release €2 billion ammunition planned for Ukraine. We'll bring you details of this, stories and more in a moment. A very good afternoon and welcome to the news at 12. First in our bulletin this afternoon is an electoral report that the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has uploaded 124,537 election results from the governorship and state houses of assembly elections. According to reports, opposition parties and some Nigerian citizens criticized INEC over its failure to upload results immediately on its results viewing portal during the presidential election. Recall that few days to March 18 election, the Commission said that the technical issue had been rectified and gave an assurance that results would be transmitted immediately. Reports say election results were uploaded in 28 states. They include Ogun, Plateau, Zamfara, Yobe, Taraba, Akwa Ibom, Sokoto, Cross River states, among others. Meanwhile, the Kano state government has imposed a dusk to dawn curfew with a view to avoiding a breakdown of law and order following tensions generated from the collation of results of the governorship and House of Assembly elections in the state. The State Commissioner for Information and Internal Affairs, Mohammed Guber, said this in a statement issued today. According to him, the decision was to prevent hoodlums from causing chaos in the already tense situation. The Commissioner called on the people and the state to remain indoors as security agents would not spare anyone or group bent on causing trouble. In the meantime, the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has announced the candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party (NPP), Yusuf Kabir, as the winner of the Saturday's governorship election in the state. The declaration was made in the early hours of today amid growing tensions in the state, according to the result declared by the returning officer for the Kano state. Polled 1,019,602 votes to defeat his closest rival, Nasiru Gawuna of the All Progressives Congress, who polled 890,705 votes. And still on electoral matters, the INEC Commission has issued a form to recompile the governorship elections result for some areas in the future Fafuri local government area of Adamawa State. Reports say that this came after crisis erupted in the LGA where miscreants were seen cutting away with some of the election results. The state resident electoral commissioner RAC, Hudu Yanusa Ari, in an interview said the commission had no preferred candidate, as he said, was speculated in some quarters. He assured the public that the winner of the polls would be announced according to the electoral law without sentiments. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has thanked God for always blessing the state with good leaders and expressed gratitude to the people of the state for their good judgment in choosing Pastor Umoino in the just concluded gubernatorial elections, asserting that the election result is the best answer to tantrums and insults of naysayers. The governor, who stated this when he received the governor-elect Pastor Umoino at the Hilltop Mansion, shortly after the declaration of a no as winner of the March 18 gubernatorial election, described Emmanuel as a man with a very large heart and a symbol of the peace that the state stands for, assuring his successor magnanimity to accommodate all. He also called on everybody to join hands to move the state forward. Also speaking, the governor-elect Pastor Umoino appreciated God for the honor bestowed on him. He equally thanks the incumbent governor, Udom Emmanuel, for his foresight of seeing what others may not have seen in him, and also appreciated the people of Akwa Ibom State for entrusting his team with their mandate, and particularly the state First Lady, Martha Emmanuel, for championing the rigorous campaigns that saw to his emergence. He said his victory heralds the advent of a golden era for the people of the state and pledged to consolidate on the achievements of preceding administrations and to deepen the peace Akwa Ibom has been known for. Government House correspondent Jane Uwa reports that the governor-elect therefore urged fellow contestants to sheath their sword and join hands to build the state, promising a government of inclusiveness. Meanwhile, the Akwa Ibom State Collation Officer Emmanuel Adede had yesterday announced Umoino of the PDP as the governor-elect of the Saturday, March 18 elections. The PDP governorship candidates gathered 354,348 votes to beat his closest competition, Basi Albert of the YPP, who gathered 136,262 votes, and APC Akanu Dofia, who scored 129,602 votes. The party agent Uwem Edimore, on behalf of his principal, noted that the victory of the governorship poll was well deserving.
Eno Umo Basi, male, PDP, 356,348 votes. That Eno Umo Basi of PDP, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Signed, returning officer. Thank you very much.
I want to thank God today for the victory of the People's Democratic Party in Akwa Ibom. I said before that PDP is the landlord in Akwa Ibom. We did it on February 25, and we have done it again today. Pastor Umar Basieno is now the governor-elect of Akwa Ibom State, and he will be sworn in May 29, and he will be there till May 2031. I want to thank all Akwa Ibomites. I want to thank the security men. I want to thank His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, who has created an enabling environment for peace to reign, for a peaceful election in Akwa Ibom. I want also to thank all other contestants that have shown sportsmanship in this contest. I want to take the result back to my principal and the party, the chairman of the party, for onward transmission to the governor of Akwa Ibom State. You have seen the pattern of the election. The election is completely free and fair. It's done with the latest technology, Beaver's technology. Nobody can manipulate, and all the agents have signed. You have seen even the APC agent has signed the result. All other agents have signed except one. That will be my principal, the governor-elect, will address Akwa Ibom on that matter.
Away from election matters, the federal government has ranked in 10.1 trillion naira from the collection of value-added tax (VAT) under the government of President Muhammadu Buhari. This comes against the backdrop of the advice by the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, that the incoming government should increase the VAT from the current 7.5% to 10%. Meanwhile, economists have cautioned against raising the VAT from 7.5% to 10% by the incoming administration, and they argued that it would stifle the country's economic growth. In a separate development, the United Nations has raised concerns over the killing of women and children in Kaduna State. Recall that several women and children last week were killed in Zangon Kataf, a local government area in Kaduna State. The terror attack came soon after a series of violent incidents where numerous people, including children, were killed in the Kwande local government area of Benue State. In a statement made available to newsmen, the UN Resident Coordinator for Nigeria, Matthias Shimel, expressed concern over the continuous killing and injuring of people, noting that citizens must be protected and be able to live peacefully in the society. We move now to Africa, where China has condemned the killings of Chinese nationals by militants in Central African Republic, CRA, outside the capital, Bangui. A statement from the Foreign Ministry said that China's President Xi Jinping has called for severe punishments for the perpetrators. The mayor of the central Bembari town disclosed to newsmen that 9 bodies were found dead and 2 wounded in the attack. Meanwhile, the Chinese embassy in Bangui has urged citizens to avoid traveling outside the capital following the killings, raising the alerts level to very high. It said its government would work with embassies and governments to safeguard its citizens in African countries. And still in Africa, Kenya Airways KQ has announced the closure of its booking offices in the western city of Kisumu and South Africa's Johannesburg today due to planned anti-government protests in both countries. In a statement, Kenya Airways said the booking offices would reopen on Tuesday. According to the statement, the move does not affect the operations of other booking offices within the airports of the mentioned cities. On the foreign scene now, European Union ministers today will be signing off a €2 billion plan to raid their stockpile and jointly purchase artillery shells for Ukraine. Recall that Kyiv has complained that its forces are having to ration their firepower as Russia's year-long invasion has turned into a grinding war of attrition. According to reports, Ukraine had demanded 350,000 shells a month from the EU to help its troops hold back Moscow's onslaughts and allow them to launch fresh counter-offensives later in the year. Meanwhile, foreign and defense ministers from the bloc's 27-nation meeting in Brussels are seeking to agree on a multi-pronged initiative aimed at speeding up supplies and bolstering the defense industry. And still on the foreign scene, President Gustavo Petro has suspended a ceasefire with Colombia's biggest drug trafficking group, accusing it of attacking civilians. Petro, on his Twitter page, said he has ordered security forces to resume all military operations against the Gulf clan. Meanwhile, Colombia government says the clan is behind harassment and attacks on people in Northwest over the past 2 weeks. And still to come in the news, Manchester City to face Sheffield United, Brighton to play Manchester United in FA Cup semi-finals. Just stay with us. Many thanks for still being there. Now to the rest of our stories. In our business news, the federal government, through its Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, has increased the supply of premium motor spirits (PMS), popularly called petrol, to independent oil marketers in a bid to avert a future hike in the pump price of the commodity. Oil marketers confirmed that the National Oil Company listened to their demands for an increase in the volumes of PMS released to independent filling stations so as to curb the widening disparity in the cost of petrol. They stated that the move by NNPCL had now improved the availability of products in retail outlets operated by independent marketers, adding that the national oil firm also promised to sustain the supply. And still in business, the Monetary Policy Committee (MPC) is set to begin its two-day meeting on the economy today amid the economic crisis fueled by the Naira redesign policy and fuel scarcity. The Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) disclosed on its website that the 290th MPC meeting will hold today and tomorrow. The CBN governor and chairperson of the committee, Emmanuel, said it is unhealthy for the economy to have an inflation rate that is significantly higher than the monetary policy rate. It would be recalled that at the last MPC meeting in January, the committee voted to raise the monetary policy rate by 100 basis points to 17.5%. In health, nutritionist and dietitian Olushola Malomo has warned Nigerians against high consumption of eggs, noting that it may increase the risk of brain cancer and hypertension. The expert explained that eggs are the main source of dietary cholesterol, advising that they must be consumed moderately. According to him, 1 egg per day is recommended for children from 6 months to 5 years, stressing that people who are older and overweight should not eat more than 3 eggs in a week. He added that our concern about excessive intake of eggs in Africa and indeed Nigeria is the elevation of cholesterol, particularly the unhealthy one, which, if not controlled, can predispose one to some forms of cardiovascular diseases. And still talking health, public medical experts have cautioned Nigerians experiencing excessive sweating against ignoring it, noting that they should seek the help from health experts on the causes. The experts explain that excessive sweating may be linked to a medical condition known as hyperdiuresis and diaphoresis, noting that it could be a pointer to ailments like diabetes, thyroid issues, infections, and nervous system disorders, according to a professor of public health, Jacob Adegoke, and another public health expert, Dr. Olakposi Oluregun. It is important for those experiencing frequent excessive sweating to see a doctor. Dr. Olatoregun, however, explained that secondary hyperhidrosis could be caused by medication, hormonal medications, and antidepressants. We go to sports now, where Manchester City will be facing Championship side Sheffield United in the FA Cup semi-finals, while Brighton will play Manchester United. City progressed to the last 4 with a 6-0 win over Burnley. Meanwhile, the Blades beat Blackburn 3-2 before Brighton ended League 2 Greenby's dream run to the last 8 with a 5-0 win. Both semi-finals will take place at Wembley Stadium across the weekend of 22 to 23 April. Brighton last reached the FA Cup semi-finals in 2019, while Manchester United are 12-time winners. And still in sports, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has challenged his club players to maintain their mindset following the international break after they beat Crystal Palace to go 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League. The Gunners have won 6 consecutive league games as they aim to become champions for the first time since 2003 to 2004. They have 10 matches left, including clashes with Liverpool, second-placed Manchester City, Chelsea and Newcastle. Their next game is set to be against Leeds at home on 1st April. On some entertainment stories now, global streaming service Prime Video has announced that its first African original movie, Gangs of Lagos, will be launched on April 7 in Nigeria, Sub-Saharan Africa and worldwide exclusive on Prime Video. According to filmmaker Jade Osiberu, Gangs of Lagos is one of the most highly anticipated films to come out of the world's second largest film industry, Nollywood, this year. Prime Video also revealed the key art with a teaser trailer and character posters, and it is set to star Toby Bakare, Adesua Etomi Wellington, Chike Osebuka, among others. And lastly, on our bulletin, the Big Brother Titans eviction has seen 3 housemates leave the house. Blue Ivar, Nana and Miracle were evicted during the live show. They had the fewest votes among the BB Titan housemates nominated for eviction. Recall that Big Brother dissolved all pairs, which means the competition is back to being a solo game. Housemates are officially competing on their own. And that's it on the news at this hour. Do well to follow us on all our social media handles and ensure to subscribe to a new YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website on spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 12. My name is Janice Cobham. Do have a good afternoon.